another thing to know about this tournament, we play on easy, not because it's actually easy, it's still very challenging, but because normal mode is a whole different ballgame. Normal mode, you don't get health drops very much, and that turns out to matter a lot. Oh, both runners going to quick first.
Here's their synchronized.
Yeah.
Very violacious. Quick man. Everything is Buster susceptible thus far. Appears to be fairly straightforward. However, by virtue of me saying that, I'm probably going to curse something. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of frames or screens.
I think I might have been a little behind the times after the internet hiccups, so I just restarted my view of them. Hope I didn't miss anything. It looks like it was just the laser rooms and no Prodigy specials today, I hope.
No specials yet. Interesting, see, Kuumba does a little, looks like he pause buffers right towards the end of those screens there, the laser screens at the bottom.
Yeah, I think he's trying to optimize for his fall speed by breaking it at a certain point so that he gets enough clearance. It's Heatman, and he's not really Buster weak. This is going to be a slog of a fight, but both of our runners have to deal with it, so neither of them are really losing any time to the other here.
No, it's just going to be a matter of patience.
This is definitely a fight that you want to optimize for in the randomizer. You want to have a lot of different options when he's not Buster weak, because you want to find a weakness.
I will say the raised platform does make it a little bit safer for our players that they have a ledge to stand on.
For sure, yeah. That's a nice room to deal with Heatman in.
It looks like CasualTom's out first, but they are both within seconds of each other.
Yeah, keeping up that stage order. So these moles, looks like they just take a single Buster shot, which is really nice.
Might be good for farming if they make their appearance later on.
Yep. These frogs are less friendly. This look like they took a lot of Buster shots.
Frogs are friends, not food. Unless you're French. Where's Metallo? Is he watching this?
Tom going for that health, but I don't know that he needed it. I think he was just being careful.
Opting. Nice damage boost there.
Yeah, exactly.
Knows that's not crash week for the wall.
Yeah, our players have fairly different playstyles, but they're pretty much lockstep.
And Quickman's getting oh, he's pretty Buster soft or Buster weak there. At least CasualTom made it look easy. Kuumba was experimenting with that crash bomb, but finding now that Buster's the way to go.
Yep. So, yeah, there's always a trade-off with fishing. How much do you do early on?
Interesting to see CasualTom go to Woodman without... I don't know if he's comfortable with the good wood, or I don't think he's even going to bother attempting it, because he only has item 2.
Yeah, he's probably not planning to do it. It is one of the more challenging zips, and you tend to only throw it in once you're comfortable with everything else. There is a risk of soft locking. It's hard to execute. It's got a lot of pieces.
Meanwhile, Kuumba, are those buster-resistant bunnies?
It's a randomizer, so probably.
I think so. As he's making his way across the Pepto-Bismol skies, I just saw, yeah, he's not killing any of these. So this could be a little challenging if he doesn't look for an alternative, or has the potential to be challenging.
Yeah, Tom finding out about the rabbits. Ugh, this treehouse is not fun.
That little tink tink sound is it's always like, oh boy.
Tom had to take damage off the carrot there instead of the rabbit in order to stay alive. I mean, he had an E-tank and he just used it, but if he had taken damage from the rabbit instead of the carrot, he would have died.
The lone amphibian at the end of air stage trying to hamper Kuumba, but it's not slowing him down. And he's going to face off against Woodman. Couple of chandeliers here.
Yeah, they hide in the trees. You really have to get good at spotting them. And don't forget, folks, it is September, which means on Twitch it's September. September. It's like what, half off on subs. So if you're enjoying watching things on SpeedGaming, you can sub. Not have to deal with ads on this channel. Show your support.
Got a bunch of great emotes. And also be sure to give our runners a follow.
Yeah, Kuumba's a great person to watch if you like ROM hacks. And I don't watch Tom as much, so I'm not as familiar with his stream, but I know he's been grinding a lot of the randomizer and been getting a lot better at it.
Some native crabs.
Yeah, you almost never want to run into crabs in the sections with pits. They are predictable in the way that they spawn, but you get 2 or 3 things going on and suddenly you die to crabs.
An awful, awful death.
Yeah.
A little bit of Mega Man lore. Mega Man is deathly allergic to shellfish. So
that's
shrimp
right.
And crabs. Lethal.
The seafood medley. Yeah, Tom. I'm gonna have to talk to Tom about that zip. I mean, he can play however he wants, but he could have saved himself some time if he had turned left during the screen transition. Not sure if Kuumba got that zip. Oh, he did. Okay.
Of course he did. He's Kuumba.
I wasn't sure if he was... There's like a certain pixel you have to be past when you die. Because that zip,
Very,
the death is
camouflage
triggered.
Woodman. Or I'm sorry, it's a camouflage bubble in Woodman.
Yeah.
I can talk.
Kuumba having that difficult trouble on that stage screen. Sometimes it's like, oh, where's the best place to go right now? I recommend playing with a tracker if you're on the Discord for the randomizer. We have a link to the tracker. And I recommend playing with it locally on your screen. It helps me keep track of which ones I haven't done yet and which items I have, which helps me decide which stages to go to next.
These hot dog machines, not too bad in the heat stage. Chain key makers are slightly challenging, but easily able to be taken out. Now Tom's going to have to navigate his way across the the rabbit-friendly skies.
This is a nasty air stage. We've got Buster immune rabbits. We've got bats hiding in the clouds. It's a very like opportunistic death stage. Like the enemies here are just being opportunistic.
Though I will have to say, with these enemies, that item 2 usage is probably ideal because you know that they're not going to spawn the way that, say, Shrimp or Metroids will. And he was just able to coast right across it at the expense of all of his item 2 energy, but that's something that he can refill.
Yep. And he also placed it very nicely. It was like the perfect height to get the optimal distance, avoiding the bats. Tom has to be careful here with these little frogs. Oh my god, that was close. If he had taken a hit over that pit, he would have gone in.
Airman's gonna blow some hot air in this Heatman stage.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Kuumba dodging the air turrets very well.
Get out! He picks up item 1 as he heads to maybe metal? Or is he gonna dive right to crash? It doesn't matter, he has all 3 items.
Yep.
Oh man, 2 Chaser, that was beautiful.
Kuumba is in what we sometimes refer to as go mode. Not that this randomizer particularly has a go mode, but once you've got all 3 items, you're kind of set. If you have all 3 items and Time Stopper, you're really set.
The captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and you are free to move about the cabin.
Oh yeah.
CasualTom taking a few more hits than Kuumba did, traversing this first part of Heatman, but he makes it across without any deaths.
Kuumba going for the any % zip setup here. Not sure what went into that decision.
I'm speechless. I just hyped Kuumba up for the last race and a half that he never misses any zips.
I'm kind of surprised too. We should remember to ask him about that. What happened in Bubble?
Because we all know that the post-race interviews are not to congratulate the players, it's to grill them on what they did wrong.
Oh.
No, that's just an observation.
Was there ever an option?
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, I don't actually know if Kuumba will join us, but if he does, he's too slow to get in the ceiling. Yeah, that could be.
So I'd have to estimate that Kuumba's slightly ahead, given the length of the stages, but because I've taken a divergent route, it's a little difficult to speculate.
Oh, makes it. Yeah, if he had messed that jump up, he would have died there. So I think Tom's go moded as well. Very nice.
Well, they both have metal and crash, so they are synced.
Yeah. We got a race.
It's on, boys and girls and everyone else.
Boys and girls and anyone in between. We'll see Tom find out that this item 1 is no bueno. He almost makes it work. He's gonna give it another shot.
Oh, come on! Oh, no.
This is what happens, folks, is you take too long with your zip and your opponent gets way ahead. Oh, this might work. Oh! That was like a pixel off. That's the worst. But he says, you know what, I'm going to cut my losses and I'm going to keep going.
In retrospect, I think that Kuumba executed Goodwood, but by failing the bubble zip, that offset for the amount of potential time save.
I think you're right, actually. That's a good point.
This this portion of Metal Man looks rather trollish with the Metroids and the tin cans and going for that E-Tank again.
Yeah. He also waited for his item 1 to despawn in case he needed a pause buffer. You can't menu in this game if Mega Man has any bullets or sprites or anything on the screen. Which extends to cover the splash in Wily 3 when you land in the water. You can't menu if that splash is on the screen.
And looks like Tom's going to go for it too. Kuumba in and out, and he will be on to Crash Man. Oh no! Knocked off of his item 2 into the pit.
That's the risk there. When there's things like Metroids there, I only go for that if I absolutely have to. Looks like Kuumba wants to go for the zip.
Of course he does, it's Kuumba.
Chanky Maker is one of the only enemies that isn't randomized. Their palette will be randomized, but none of their details are randomized.
You get him high enough, and it does. Nice.
So basically,
functional item 1.
The time difference we're seeing now is Tom spent longer on a zip that he didn't get, and then he died. It's,
the end.
Yeah, like
Good
one
story.
mistake in this is just huge.
And especially with players of such caliber, there's no room for those kind of errors.
Yep.
But both of them are in the same final 8 Robot Master stage at the same time, albeit at very different points. But it still goes to show just this is a very close race by any measure.
Right. Tom's also going for the zip. Don't know if that was high enough.
A little low.
Oh yeah, he's basically got to place it at max jump height. It's moving slow enough that he can afford to. There he goes.
Alright, he's able to get it. And as he executes, Kuumba is going to face off against... What is this?
Is this even randomized?
Unacceptable. Reroll.
Can't have crash and crash. Oh no, Tom was out of lives. Oh. That's always the worst.
Oof. Well, he knows he can set up the zip, he just has to do it again.
Or wait, I'm a little confused. Maybe he wasn't out of lives, but why did he... Oh, he didn't go far enough. Yeah, you have to go 2 screens over and then die in order to reach the checkpoint, and if he only went 1 screen over and died, then he would have respawned at the beginning of the stage. Go on, it looks like he got it this time. Hopefully he has enough left lives. Yep, okay.
He does. Meanwhile, Kuumba's in Wily 1, which means it's time again to break out your Bob Ross coloring palette and guess the color and weakness of the Mecha Dragon.
I think I went last time, so you should go first this time.
And I should have been thinking about this, because if Homeboy is still... Trogdor is still here, he's going to call me out on my pedestrian color scheme. I'm going to go with a... Let's do a cobalt blue with brushed aluminum highlights, and Bubble Week.
I'm gonna go with a Barbie dragon, which basically means hot pink, and weak to crash because I always go weak to crash. I feel like I always do that. Why change?
Change is overrated.
Yeah. Unless you've got a 20 and you're making a small purchase.
Ooh, that thing is hideous. But it's Barbie pink. At least its belly is.
Yeah. Kind of orange everywhere else. Oh, and it's Heat Week. Ugh, and that's a... Ugh, you really hate to see that.
Well, it's either heat or leaf, so pick your poison. And Kuumba chooses to stick with leaf, and he's going to be moving on to Wily 2, which is the Pico Pico, as CasualTom gets started on his Wily 1. So he is one stage behind Kuumba.
Yeah, Tom choosing to use his item 2 here, it can be a really good strategy depending on what you find in that area of Wily 1, but it does mean you have to refill. It's a bit of a trade-off. Different people have different strategies there. But you're going to need item 2 as soon as you get to Wily 2. The Wily 2 zip isn't really viable like it is in any percent. There's too many variables to control for.
I don't know if Kuumba knows the wall weakness, but he forgoes trying to check it, and instead is going to be facing off against these Mecha Joes.
Yeah, I think Kuumba prefers to get through Wily 2 as fast as possible and just deal with it in Wily 4. Which is a totally viable strategy.
Fortunately, was just a little too high with his item 3 placement on his first attempt. But we found the Joe army. It's here.
It's real, and it's here. There's our favorite dragon.
It's repulsive. Alright. Doing a little weakness hunting. Finds air as a potential.
Oh, air and bubble.
Bubble seems to be quite effective.
Tom making quick work of the dragon. So, Kuumba now basically an entire stage ahead. Wily 3 is not a good example of that. Like, he'll probably be into Wily 4 before Tom is done with Pico, but that's because Wily 3 is a very short stage.
Sometimes.
The distance you need to go is small, but yes, you can get trolled and hung up here.
But Kuumba's making his way through that radioactive waste. As Tom finds charged heat is quite effective at knocking those barriers down.
I always hate to see charge as a required weakness. It's very slow.
I haven't had too many fat fan problems this seed.
Hopefully Tom has enough item 3 to get up the sledge. Cutting it very
And
close.
He does. Oof. He's gonna be cutting it close with his health too if he's not careful. He has 4 E-tanks. But also,
I mean, would you?
It's lucky that
Are you sure? This game,
I'll just
give it take it
sign
away.
off now.
Kuumba deciding he wants more item 3 energy.
This is the place to get it.
It is. It was funny because as he was getting to the top of the ladder, I was like, does he really want to do this stage with so little item 3? And then he hopped back down. I was like, oh, okay. Tom making a
Tom
decision
is
he may
sticking-
regret later. Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think it's gonna last him.
Oh, Tom, take anything.
Now we're good. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Original prediction. Oh, good. He finds Bubble as his second option.
I missed the wall weakness was...
It was charged
it was
heat.
charged heat. That's right.
Twas the
So-
heat.
Once you find the barrier weakness, it can be tempting to just hang on to that ammo.
Replacing his E-tank there. Kuumba heading into the anxiety rooms. Or the spiky pit rooms of death. Potato, potato.
Yep.
Some
Kuumba choosing
fly
to use
boys
his
here.
iframes to jump off those spikes instead of making another item 3, or item 1.
That strat always makes me clench.
Here we go. He's going for the zip.
Oh, he's got... and those Metroids. Just not quite close enough.
Yeah, he had a good manipulation on them.
Kuumba's searching for a weakness.
Oh, I think our runners have both gotten fooled by that now. I think they've both used Time Stopper on accident.
Because another thing that's randomized is the letter that represents the weapon in the menu. The position of the weapon is not changed, but the letter can be, or the letter is, I should say.
Yep, yep.
I do beg your pardon. Spiky pit rooms of anxiety. Yes, Matt. I absolutely love that. Pot rooms too, if that's your thing.
So Kuumba still hasn't discovered that it's charged heat. And I think he's starting to go, wait a second, I've tried everything. There he goes. Now he knows the weakness.
What's the booby weakness?
Quick.
Yep, quick.
If I just wait long enough, he'll use it.
Of course. This does give CasualTom some time to catch back up. I don't know if it'll be enough. And I doubt it will be, but I'm not also gifted with precognition. So as CasualTom makes his way through the spiky pit rooms of anxiety, Kuumba is in his refights.
Yeah, and the refights, so Wily 4 and Wily 5 are both pretty long stages.
It's a nice item to fly over to the platform instead of taking the iframe damage boost. CasualTom's not gonna worry about trying for the zip. He's just gonna run for it. But he does have the advantage of going in knowing the wall weakness.
Yeah. I'm surprised Kuumba's not fishing on this Heatman. It's, you can save a lot of time by killing Heatman with his weakness.
I also like how the weapon sound effects can be randomized as well.
Yeah, when you get like a tink sound as the weapon sound, it can be kind of trolly, but it is fun otherwise.
The tink tink tink, but it died!
Yeah. Or when you get the sound that Mega Man died, that can also throw you off.
But I'm not dead!
Kuumba getting a little low on health and E-tanks, and this is not a Metal Man you want to toy with. So he's going to have to use his E-tank.
Tom's entering his refights as Kuumba is on his second to last.
Yeah, it's pretty close, but I think at this point, Kuumba would have to make a pretty big tactical error, which could happen. He's used all of his E-tanks. If he's not careful on the machine, and it's not Buster Weak, he could be in trouble.
Still, by any stretch, a very close race.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen closer.
Yeah. In fact, in this,
Kuumba and Charlie.
Yeah, this very tournament, Kuumba and Charlie had to go to 4 rounds for its best of 3 because one of the rounds was a tie. Pretty remarkable. I think that's the first time that's happened in our tournament history.
Given that you have like a 30 to 40 minute game, the chances of it coming down to the same second is... it just seems astronomical, but here we are.
Kuumba's in a bad situation, but it looks like Metal Blade's going to save the day. So when you have no E-tanks and the machine is not Buster Weak, the fishing that you do against the machine becomes very expensive in terms of Mega Man's health, and it's very easy to die, even for experienced players, because the machine is almost undodgeable. The second phase is basically undodgeable. The first phase is pretty easy to dodge.
Looks like he accidentally hit the a button for his emulator, but nothing was pressed.
Is he gonna be able to get this zip? Doesn't look like it.
But by God, he's gonna try.
That's right. This setup looks good. With his last ammo. Amazing.
Of course, because Kuumba.
Tom learns that the machine's not Buster Weak, but he's got so many E-tanks, it shouldn't be a problem for him.
Shouldn't. I've seen what you've done to runners before, Daggett.
I don't know what you mean. I'm innocent. See if Kuumba can find a weakness here before he dies. Oh, and it's quick. Just gotta be careful not to hug the alien. GG Kuumba.
Alright, GG's Kuumba finishing with an official SRL time of 34:13. GG's in chat, por favor, as CasualTom finishes off the Wily machine, and he himself is on his way to Victory Row.
Yeah, pretty close matches between these two. I think their times are very similar between the two seeds as well.
Yeah, his first seed time was 34:13, and this was also 34:13. What? Hold on. I do believe he had the exact same trail time. 34:13 for both races 1 and 2.
Amazing.
What? That's nuts. Of course, it would be Kuumba. I mean, this.
All right. GG, Tom. We'll see if either of our racers can join us today for an interview.
With an official SRL time of 35 minutes and 53 seconds. So GG's to him. Like Daggett said, we're going to see if we can get either of them. But this means that Kuumba is going to be for a face-off against Kama Senin to stay alive in this 2019 Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament. Meanwhile, coming up on Thursday, September the 5th at 10:30 p.m., we have Stuffin' Things facing down Charlie Boy. Friday, September the 6th at midnight, Prodigy versus Squidman. And on Saturday, September the 7th at 4 p.m., LB Creed will be fighting Metalo. So some back-to-back Mega Man 2 Randomizer action.
Yeah,
lots going on.
Those are all going to be great matches. Like we were saying earlier, this late in the tournament, all the matchups are interesting, and definitely should watch them. I think they're interesting any part of the tournament, but if you're less of a fan than me, definitely tune into this part. But anyway, we have
interesting. we have CasualTom here.
Oh God.
What are your thoughts, Tom? What happened today?
The first one was just all around awful. Got off to a bad start. There was just a lot of stuff I just wasn't able to handle quite as well as I would like. A lot of accidental E-tank usage. That was a lot of accidental E-tank usage, in case you were wondering.
Never done E-tanking.
Yeah, and then the second one, I felt mostly good about it, except for a couple really costly mistakes. But it probably wouldn't have been enough to get me the victory anyway. So, congrats to Kuumba. Definitely earned it.
You guys were actually very close the whole way through.
Don't tell me that.
both times. There were multiple syncs. I think in both seeds, Kuumba didn't really pull ahead until the Wily stages.
I'll be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to check it out. Go ahead.
You will also see that Kuumba did some ridiculous pause buffering, but anyways, those are clipped. That's for a later time. So that's it, unfortunately for you for this seed, or for not this seed, for this tournament 2019 for this year.
Oh yeah.
But any predictions about who's going to take it going forward?
Oh geez, I mean, I'm not sure I'm really the guy to ask, and I'm just trying to make friends here. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not the one to ask either, but as the commentator, I'm supposed to.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Prod and create contentious discord.
Yeah, I mean, a lot can happen. It was really interesting to see Stuffin' Things. But when he took down Prodigy, and I guess it happened last year too, but it kind of made me feel a little better about myself for losing to Stuffin' Things. I mean, I knew that he was going to be, the more experienced racer, and therefore more likely to pull it off. But there's just so much that can happen. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of really good racers in the finals here. I just feel kind of like maybe I got a little bit lucky making it this far, but hopefully I can come back even stronger next year. I do intend to join again if you guys are doing another thing in the future. I had enough fun that glad I joined, and look forward to more. And I'll try and catch all the races I can in the meantime.
That's really great to hear, and I think you've improved a lot since the beginning of the tournament. So I don't think it's, that you got lucky to get this far in the tournament. I think you did well. I think you did well today as well.
Oh, thanks. But I know that there was some deserving people in the group stage as well too. So maybe next year it'll be a bit more intense in the group stage for me. I mean, really, who knows? But can't wait to find out. In the meantime, I'll try and make the weeklies when I can. It's been a lot of fun just racing with you guys, and very encouraging. And the group's been great. So just make me feel right at home.
And
awesome.
If you give us just a second, Kuumba said he will try to join us for a bit of an interview. We just passed along that Discord invite. So, here he comes. Come on. Come on.
I see it. Anytime now.
Kuumba. Kuumba. Come on.
Yeah, Tom. While we're waiting, one thing I wanted to ask you about.
Oh, there he is! Hey, Kuumba, GG's.
GG, Kuumba.
Thanks. So how did the race go? It seemed pretty close in terms of the race times, but I can't watch or anything. So how did it go?
You two were both really close through the robo stages in both races, and there wasn't really like a big lead until the Wily stages. And I mean big lead in a relative sense because these, like you said, these were pretty close.
Yeah, it's not like big in terms of like minutes, but like seconds. Get what you're saying?
Yep. Yeah. What did you think of those seeds?
I thought the first one had really, really easy boss fights until you got to the Wily stages where it kind of ranked up the difficulty a little bit. Second one definitely wasn't as favorable in terms of weaknesses and boss fights, at least with the Willy stages. I can't remember about the 8 robots though.
Yeah, that. The Heatman in the second seed was a pretty slow fight, right? Because he was only taking like 2 damage per Buster Shot.
Yeah.
But I found his weakness thing.
What was it?
Metal Blade. Yeah.
That's a pretty uncommon weakness for Heat, at least for me.
Yeah, I
usually,
just happen to have it.
What's really uncommon, Kuumba, is seeing you miss a zip. First question, is it physically painful for you if you do not attempt a zip in a location where you could attempt one? Does it cause you agony?
Yeah, it definitely does. Unless it's like a swag zip, in that case, then it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, it generally does bother me.
I feel like it's almost Pavlovian. Like, oh, gotta try it.
Yeah,
But I mean, I don't blame you. That's how you save time. And because as a commentator, I am obligated to ask about all of the little failures that you had despite the overwhelming success. What happened with the bubble zip?
So I think this was with the second seed, but I thought that the item 1 would have went up enough to launch me into the ceiling, but I was a little bit off and it didn't quite do that. So I just kind of went down and tried to do the zip instead of doing the pause buffering method. So yeah, mistake on my end.
Yeah, speaking of pause buffering, you had several times when you used that to great effect in this randomizer. There was one time in Airman that you might remember, and there was one time against the Dragon.
Oh yeah. I'm always scared of falling off those blocks in the Dragon fight, but I know they're not completely solid, so you can kind of just sink through the sides. But yeah, I'm really glad I've gotten used to doing that.
that was some intensive care unit level pause buffering because you were dead. Like you would have died. But you just like defibrillated and clung to it. It was nuts. We clipped they were both clipped. You have to go back and check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely gotta watch that later. But yeah, thanks for the race, Tom. Even though I kinda,
Yeah. I mean, no, you were in it. You wait till you see the stupid mistakes. Like I missed like every zip in the first seed, and then in the second seed, I got crash zip, and I tried to switch to heat. I didn't have it, and I forgot how far I walked. So I went down a ladder I wasn't supposed to go down. I had to restart the stage again. I got the zip the second time. That cost me a lot. Oh yeah, it hurts. And then I had a death in Metal Man stage when I got the E-Tank there too. Jellyfish got me. Had neither of those happened, I probably could have gotten a lot closer. But GG's. It's been a lot of fun racing against you. So yeah, hopefully sometime again in the future then. Good luck in the next round.
Okay, thanks.
And it's so easy as a commentator to just point out the flaws because they stand out outside of the norm of the exceptional gameplay that you and every other player in the tournament have provided. So just huge props to you, Tom, and Daggett and Kuumba and all the other racers, because it takes a lot of skill and practice and time to make it look as good as you guys make it look. And so it's an easy conversation point to talk about what didn't go right, but it's a testament to your abilities as players to make it as entertaining as it is and as close as it is with your with what you bring to the table. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you,
Definitely could use the cheering up, so I appreciate it.
Well, I hope you stay in the community, Tom. And,
for sure.
Maybe you could do some commentary or something now that you don't need to practice as much.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I get a little bit concerned about how I have to watch my language, but I am thinking about it.
Yeah, keep it family
a
friendly.
little tired
This
of
is
me.
hard right now.
He's trying to pawn me off.
That's right.
Yeah, good thing I remembered to mute my... Actually, I didn't even remember to mute my mic until like 10 minutes after we were supposed to start. I was like, oops, there would have been a lot of F-bombs. I would have
It's okay. I forgot to mute my alerts too. So you're not alone.
Gotcha.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll
Just to
consider
wrap
doing
this up.
commentary. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, please.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, just to wrap us up for the night, I just wanted to, if there's nothing else either of you wanted to add, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to SpeedGaming, and it is September, so subscriptions are 50% off. Even the ones that you gift, please feel free to subscribe to SpeedGaming. They put a lot of effort and work into keeping these awesome channels up so we can not only share our Mega Man 2 Rando tournament, but a lot of other speed racing content. Really a lot of fun and got a lot of pretty dope emotes. Thanks to Charlie Boy for organizing this. You and Kuumba and all the other racers for participating, and Dag, I appreciate your co-commentary with me tonight.
Thank you. So it was a pleasure to do commentary with you as always.
It is always a lot of fun. I don't personally race any of these, but as we've been talking about the Discord and the community, it is a very welcoming and open and friendly group of people, and it's always a lot of fun, and I'm glad I'm able to participate in this way, and so it's always good times.
For sure. All right, well, thank you everybody. Thank you, to our runners for doing a great job tonight, and thank you to you SpeedGaming fans. You make this possible. Thank you to our tracker tonight, Mad Ewok Herd. Thank you to Charlie Boy for organizing this tournament that lets us do all this. It's wonderful. Am I forgetting anything?
No, just a blanket thank you for everyone and everything.
All right. And on that note, I think we'll call it a night. So,
All right.
thank
Good
you,
night,
everybody.
everyone. Join us on Thursday at 10:30 Eastern for Stuff and Things versus Charlie Boy.
Good night.
Night.
Night.